What's up, Amazon sellers? Analyzing Amazon arbitrage deals for Amazon USA is probably one of the toughest things that we have to learn in our Amazon businesses. That's why today I've put this video together for you to show you how I analyze deals and going right through to how many I purchase. So stay tuned. I'll share this with you live on screen today. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years. Quite simply, I've pretty much been selling on Amazon in the UK, but also recently started in the USA. And even in my UK business, we've just broken the 7-figure £1 million, about 1.4 million US dollars in the last 12 months. So I like to think I've learned quite a bit, but also as well, I'm sharing videos every single week about my Amazon selling journey and what I'm learning, obviously on that journey about online arbitrage. Now, if you are interested and want to know more, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That is going to make sure that you get notified of all the videos that I'm putting out to help level up your Amazon business. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below. So what are we going to go through today? Well, first things first, number one, I'm going to go through why I'm doing this, why I'm creating that video. Number two, I'm going to share why it's important. Number three, I'm going to talk about the tools which I use in my Amazon USA business. Number four, I'm going to go through the exact steps. I'll talk it through first of all, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it in that order. Number five, we'll actually talk about how to analyze Amazon arbitrage deals on the USA, and I'll do that live on the screen share and show you some deals. And then finally, I'll share number six, some top tips for you that's just going to really help you out when you're doing this process. First things first, why am I doing this video? Well, so quite simply, I started selling on Amazon USA probably about 6 months ago. And one of the things I'm doing with my team is analyzing arbitrage deals on Amazon USA. And you might be asking, what are the differences between Amazon USA and obviously the UK in terms of deal analysis? Well, fundamentally, it's pretty much the same, but you've got to just be aware of some fees and some sales tax, and obviously just the differences in the markets themselves. So that leads me quite nicely onto chapter number 2. Why is this important? Well, I created this order, I should say the analysis process, which is the most efficient way because time is money. Now, not only that, I'm trying to also identify those criteria of any deal analysis process, meaning that I should stop sourcing for the rest of the process. i.e., if I can't sell the product, there is no point calculating what the profit and the ROI is. Now, I created this process because this is the most efficient way of working with the tools that I'm currently using, but obviously it can be adapted for your tools, but also as well, it's the most time efficient process. And we all know time is money. Now, that leads me nicely onto chapter number 3. What tools am I using when doing my analysis for Amazon USA? Well, quite simply, generally the 2 tools that I'm going to be using. Number 1, the first tool is Seller AMP, also known as SAS. Now, this is a paid for tool which helps you understand simple things like eligibility, competition, profitability, and more. Now, it tells you if a deal meets your criteria, and it supports you in your deal analysis process by calculating profits, ROI. And what I really like about this tool as well is also it links into the FastTrackFBA IP database, which is super convenient because it just tells me if there's any brands that we need to be aware of. Now, also as well, I really like SAS because it helps speed up the sourcing and makes my deal analysis simple. For example, I can check if it's a good deal based on eligibility to sell, but also many other factors that I can put in there so it goes green or red if it doesn't meet. Now, without it, it's just going to make my sourcing or my analysis process much slower and much harder for me to identify a good deal. Now, the second tool which I use, and I'd highly recommend this, is actually Keepa. Now, SAS does have Keepa graphs in it, and I do like them. I think they're great, but Keepa is just amazing. So get the Keepa graphs. Now, this provides details of historical information of things like buy box price, sales rank, competitors, Amazon selling on the listing. And it gives you a very good understanding of what's gone on with any listing or Amazon listing in the past. And if you understand what's happened in the past, you can obviously understand or guess, generally speaking, what's going to happen in the future when you and I come to sell that product. Now, this is an excellent tool which helps me determine whether a product is fast selling, and obviously the graphs just give me a very good, clear, easy indication about whether this is a product that I want to be selling. So Keepa is a great product as well. And they're generally the 2 tools that I'm going to be using pretty much for all my deal analysis. They're not very expensive. I think they're about $20 each. Really simple to use. Quick question for you guys. What tools are you using in your business? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you using something like RevSeller, ASIN, BuyBot Pro, FBA Multitool? There are so many tools out there. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested in what you're doing. And hey, maybe I'll create a video about that as well. Now, this leads me nicely onto chapter number 4. What are the things that I'm looking for in my deal analysis process for selling on Amazon USA? Now, what I will say is I'm going to go through it verbally now. I'm just going to talk you through step by step what I'm doing, and then I'll actually go through a live screen share in chapter number 5. So let me go through kind of the bullet point list of what's happening, and I'll try and give you a bit of information about why. So first things first, I'm going to make sure the products actually match. I'm making sure that the product I'm comparing is a match. Then I'm going to go onto SaaS and I'm going to be doing my checks. So the first checks I'm going to be doing on SaaS or Seller AMP is quite simply eligibility to sell. And I'm going to make sure obviously I can sell the product. And if I can't, I'll try and get ungated using the auto ungate feature. Next, I'm going to check its hazmat, and it's going to be a nice green item so I can ship it through FBA, and I am an FBA only seller. Now, what I'm also going to do is quickly check the weight. Why? Because I use a prep center and the size and the weight are going to have an impact on all my fees. I just want to make sure that maybe I have to allocate a bit more profit later in my calculations. Generally speaking, I'm probably going to be looking at anything under 2 kilograms and generally under about 30 centimeters for the longest side. I'll then also have a quick look at the bestseller rank. Generally speaking, USA, I'm willing to just review anything below about 250,000 sales rank. It might sound quite high, but I'd rather look at the Keepa chart, but that bestseller rank is what I'm looking at. And I'm looking for that green. Then I will go in and put in my buy price, and I'm going to look at the profit and ROI. And even if it's not great yet, I'm still just going to get a feel for what the rough profit and ROI is right now. Now, once I've done those checks, I'm going to remember what my sale price is that I put into Seller AMP, and then I'm going to move down to the Keepa chart. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take that sale price, i.e. the price I think I'm going to be selling it for, and I'm going to check that sale price versus the buy box price on the Keepa chart over the last 3 months. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say, do I feel that that buy box price, or that sale price, sorry, is going to be the price which I will sell it at in 2 weeks' time? So I can see the buy box price over the last 3 months, and I'm trying to predict where it's going to be in 2 weeks' time, maybe 3 weeks. Why? Because that's when my stock is going to land, and I'm going to ask, do I think that will be the price? So quite simply, if I think that is the price, fantastic. Maybe if I think the price is going to go down, I might go back up to my SaaS and just tweak the buy box price or the sale price to see what the profit and ROI is. I'm really just trying to make sure that sale price that I'm putting into my calculator is a fair and true price, generally speaking, based on what the market's doing. Once I've done that and I'm happy with that, I'll also look at the Keepa chart and I'll look to see, is Amazon on the listing over the last 3 months? And if they are they sharing the buy box by hovering over the Amazon or the buy box icon to see if they're sharing? And I'll ask myself the question, do I want to compete with them or not? Once I've done that, I'll then look at the sales rank, and what I'm looking is to see, is the product selling and how fast it's selling, so I can get an idea of volume of sales and what's that trend over time. And then what I'm going to be looking at is the new seller count in the bottom graph. And quite simply, what's going to happen there is I'm looking at what's the trend over time. Is it going massively up? Is it going down? Am I seeing big drops I need to be aware of? I'm just trying to see what's happening. Again, I'm always looking at all of these factors to try and predict what's going to happen in 2 to 3 weeks' time, because that's when my stock will land, and I want to try and imagine what the market conditions will be like in 2 to 3 weeks' time. Now, what I'll also do is just quickly expand Keepa over to 1 year, and I'm going to look for any anomalies. Like maybe there's something happened, maybe the price has changed, or something weird's happened, then I might investigate. But generally 3 months is what I'm looking at, but I'll have a quick look over a year just to see if it's like seasonal or anything else I need to be aware of. Once I'm happy with the graph and I'm happy with my sale price, what I put into the calculator, I'm then going to jump back over to SaaS, and I'm going to go down and we're going to look at the competitors, not in particularly just the number of competitors, but the ones that are on or around the sale price that I have got. And what I'm looking at is, number 1, how many sellers there are at that price. Number 2, I'm also going to be looking at their stock levels. I'm trying to get a feel for what's the total number of stock they've got in and how much stock is selling per month on the listing. And I'm really just trying to find out, will they still be there when I get in 2 to 3 weeks' time, or will they be gone? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate roughly 1 month's worth of sales of the listings. Obviously you can see that SaaS has that now feature in, but also compare that with what Keepa says and see if I agree. And then I'm going to work out how many sales I'm likely to make for one seller. So how do I do that? Really simply, I go through, I take the number of buy box sellers on the listing right now, I'll add in one, which is me, so there might be 5 buy box sellers now, add in one, and then what I'll also do is divide that by the monthly listing sales. Let's say, for example, there are 3 sellers and it's selling 20 units a month. You've got the 3 sellers, you add one more in, that makes 4. So 4 sellers, 20 units a month. That means that each seller should get 5 unit sales per month. Now I'm going to ask the question, knowing that I'm going to sell 5 units, am I happy with that listing? And if I am, then what I will do is I'll say, I'm happy with the listing, I'm happy with 5 sales per month. And that is my, what I would call 1 month sales volume. Now what I will do is I will take that 1 month sales volume and I'll either adjust that number up, maybe to like 7, 8, 9, 10, if the competitor stock is low, or I might bring it down if the competitor stock is high. So say, for example, there's a lot of stock on the listing, likely to be a lot of competition, it'll drive the price down. I think I might go down to 2. Then I might go, do I really want to buy 2? No, I probably won't buy that deal. But if there's 5 and there's each of the competitors only got 1 item in stock, well, actually, I'll probably put it right high, because by the time I get in 2 to 3 weeks time, they'll be sold out. I can now start selling. So instead of buying 5, I might be 10, 15, for example, because there is going to be less competition on the listing relative to what I'm seeing now. And that gives me my buy price that I'm looking at, or number of units I'm looking to buy. Now that might sound quite complicated and there's a lot of stuff that I've talked through there, but what I will do is now jump onto the computer and show you how to do that. Now that leads me nicely on to number 5, how to analyze Amazon arbitrage deals on Amazon USA. And as I said before, what I'm going to do now is jump onto my computer and I'll show you a screen share exactly how I do that for Amazon USA and obviously show it to you. So let's jump on, I'll give you a couple of examples and then I'll show you some things about those examples that are going to really just kind of make you think in that process. So let's jump on now. So I found a nice product in Amazon right here. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do the checks. Now quite simply, I can see it says CO250, and if I come back to this product here, I can see it says CO250. And it is a first alert, and I can see it's a first alert. Now I have checked this product before, so I'm pretty happy that it's the same product. Now, obviously, right now, I'd be looking for eligibility to sell green. Unfortunately, when I'm recording this video, I have a problem with my Amazon Seller Central account, so I can't log in. But I know that I can sell this product, so it goes green. Now, the BSR right here is 13,000. Now, remember 250, a quick glimpse, I'm just having a look at that. And again, the green visual indicators make my life so much easier. Now, what I've done here is also as well, I put in the buy price, obviously it's part of the demonstration today, and I can see that profit and ROI. So right now I'm happy, I can sell the product, there's no issue with it, BSR, it's a match, and it's got a profit and ROI. Now 20% not great, and that includes my prep fees. At the end of the day, I'm not really doing too much work, I just got to click a couple of buttons. So what I said, remember, is I'm going to take this sell price, the 34.72, and I'm going to scroll down to the Keepa chart. So let's go down now to that Keepa chart itself. So if we scroll down, what we can see here is that Keepa chart. Now, the one thing which I'm really going to say for you is, remember that 34.72. What I'm looking for is this Keepa chart. Do I feel that 34.72 is a fair price? We can see the price today is about 34.73, 34.72, which is fine. The question I need to be asking is not today, but what do I think it's going to be in 2 to 3 weeks time when my stock lands? So while I can see in the past it has been 43, it has been 39, recently it's taken a dive. So I think possibly, to be on the safe side, that 34.72 is probably a fair price. It's come down, but now it's leveling off. So if we were to be about here, I'd probably say 34.72, that's a fair price. Now, if it was going to go lower, I would obviously change the price. If it was going to go higher, I would change that sale price and recalculate for the profit and ROI. Now, once I'm happy with that buy box price, again, I'm going to be looking at Amazon, and there is no Amazon on this listing. I can see that because there's no orange shaded area. Now, once I'm happy with there's no Amazon, I generally don't like to compete versus Amazon. Again, I'm going to be looking at sales rank. So I can see here this sales rank. Now, it's pretty stable. It's kind of fluctuating between like 25,000 to 75,000 back at the early part of the graph. But most recently, in the last month, it's been a lot lower, always below 50,000, going down to 25 and even lower than that. And as a result, sales velocity is increasing. Now, the one thing which I will say is I'm pretty happy with those sales. And once you start learning Keepa charts, you can just look at a graph and be like, yeah, that's selling. I'm really happy with that. You can do the analysis later on. Now, the final thing which I'm going to be looking at here is the new offer count. Now, this is the number of sellers. And the one thing I can see down the bottom here is that the number of sellers in the past has always been 1 or 0. But recently, probably about a month and a half ago, it started to go up, and it's going up and up and up. And what can we see? Well, obviously that has had an impact in the price in the last week. Just over here, you can see that price has dropped down, probably because of the new competition. So again, when I'm taking into that thought process, this sale price in the past, yes, it has been 34.85, but that competition was always a lot lower. Today, this price here, 34.73, and the competition is going up. It's probably likely that that price is going to be the price it will be in 2 weeks, if not even slightly lower. So I should base my analysis off this price, 34.72, not the price there, or even the 90-day average, because I'm trying to predict in 2 months' time. So for me, I might be like, okay, well, I'm quite happy with the price. I'm quite happy with the number of sellers. And the sales velocity is going really well. This could be a good product to buy. ROI isn't amazing, but you know what? I've got the cash. Let's just put it in. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to scroll down back onto SaaS, and I'm going to be looking at the competitors. So you can see here, we're looking at the sellers, and there's quite a few sellers on here. We already know that. And again, that buy box, remember 34.72. So we've got 34.72, quite a lot, all the way up to 35. And you've got the top 10 here, but I can see that their stock levels are pretty low. If I hover here, you can see it says cumulative 25. Now I can just guess that this product is selling fast. So I think actually this product we can get involved, and they're probably going to sell out pretty quick. So while there's a lot of competition, there's not that much stock in there. So I'll keep that in mind. Now what I'm going to do is I can come down here. I can see the sales estimation, which is 223. I pretty much agree with that. I think it's selling really fast for the given price. And given it's selling 223, how long will it take for the 25? Well, it will take 1/10. It'll take 1/10. 25 is roughly 1/10 of 225. So 1/10 of a month is 3 days, 30 days. So I reckon those sellers are going to sell out in about 3 days. So generally speaking, you might ask the question, how many stocks would I buy for here? Well, quite simply, I know it's selling roughly 200. There's quite a lot of competition. Let's call it 10. So right now, 200 divided by 10 plus 1, which is 11. Let's get my calculator out. So I'm going to do 200 divided by 11. Remember the 10 plus 1. 200 divided by 11. That equals 18. So I might look at 18 units to buy. That's about 1 month for me. Now, what I can see is the stock of the competition is quite low and it's selling really fast. Yes, there's a lot of competition. So I might say I might up that a bit, but also as well, I can see that competition trend here is going up and up and up. So what I might say is, while there is low stocks, I also can't see the trend in new competition going down. So the new stocks want to make me sell more, but also because the new offer count is still going up, I might say, let's just be cautious. Let's stick with 18. And so for this product, I would buy 18 units. Okay, so that is my deal analysis process. Now, quite simply, I am going through that process non-stop, and I'm doing it whereby I'm looking at that, doing all the initial checks, taking that profit and ROI. I'm then basically taking that sale price and just double checking that, quite simply, in 2 to 3 weeks' time, do I feel that the calculations I'm doing today will be reflected in the future? Then I'm basically going to look at the competition, see how many units the listing's selling divided by the competition plus me, and then it's going to give me a number for how many units I should buy, and I'm going to tweak that number based on, i.e. the number of stocks the competitors have got, or even the trends of the product, up or down, just to say, do I feel more confident or maybe less confident? And that's a real simple metric that I use. And as we go through, what I'll do is buy that product as a test, and then I'll actually look at the sales data, i.e. how many I'm actually selling, and do my reordering off that rather than doing the analysis this way, because the real value is in the data that you're seeing. So it's a really good method here. Now, a couple of things for you to look at is, while I have looked at this product, one thing you might say is just be really careful on your analysis. And the reason why I show you this product is because this product looks great and it looks like exactly the same product. The one thing I did notice is it said BRK250, and this has got the BRK and it's got the CO250, but also on the Amazon listing, it's got RVA and RV. Now, quite simply, what I generally say is the listing from the supplier listing, i.e. Walmart here, has to match with Amazon, but also as well, Amazon has to match with the supplier listing. It's a two-way matching process. And what you're trying to do is trying to ensure that you're not buying the wrong product. Top tip for you in Walmart, and I'll show you into a little secret. What you can do is load up the source code, and you can, quite simply, do Control F. I just loaded the source code by doing Control Shift I. And if you do Control F, you get down here, and I can type in GTIN. What they do is Walmart shows you the barcode of the product. Really good. And then you can just come in, and what you can do is search that barcode. Now, what I'll say here is, remember this ASIN is 5NN. And if I search that barcode into Amazon, am I going to find another product which is not that one? And I can see when I search right here, we've got a sponsored product, so we skip that. But this one here, if I just have a quick look, this ends in V4S. So I'm not seeing that 5NN listing, so it's probably not going to be the same match. So just be careful, not just to match it from the supplier to Amazon, but also from Amazon back to the supplier. And if you can get a GTIN, it really makes your life different. Another couple of ones I'll talk about. Here's a product I looked at previously, a cat, oil fill cap. One thing I'm looking at in here when I'm doing the analysis, I'm looking at the new seller count or new offer count. And in particular, I'm looking at this drop. Big drops like this cause me concern. We went from 14 sellers down to 7. Why? Because that's possible evidence of an IP infringement claim. Lots of sellers get dropped off because everyone on that listing has now been blasted by Amazon, and as a result, big reduction in the number of sellers. Just be careful, check the FastTrackFBA IP database, it's going to help you. Now, another one we look at right here is whereby our product we've got here, and I'll just kind of scroll down. What you can see here, what I'm looking at when I'm doing that analysis is what the price in the future is. And if you remember back in the other product we looked at, we saw that increase in the number of sellers. And you can see here, the number of sellers increased. And what happened? Well, quite simply, we can also see this in the buy box price. It decreased, and it's gone down and down and down. So remember, we're not looking at the price today. We're trying to predict what the price in the next 2 to 3 weeks will be. And that has an impact. And competition does have an impact on that. So if we were looking at, this is today right here, we might say 42, the deal's okay. Number of sellers is 20, but it's on its way up. But as you can see, the number of sellers continued to increase and that price kept going down and down and down. Top tips there, something to be thinking about. Right, you've just seen how I've done my deal analysis. And you know what? I've practiced this time and time again, and I can do it pretty quick, but deal analysis is one thing, but actually sourcing for deals is a really time-consuming project or process, and it takes a lot of effort. And if you're like me, you value your time, well, quite simply, what should you be doing? Well, you should be thinking about getting your deals from maybe someone who's doing it all the time. If you are thinking about maybe looking at a lead service or a deal service, then look no further than FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we have a team of VAs sourcing the UK and also the USA 7 days a week. And what are we doing? Every single deal we find, we put on our web platform. You can come in and do the exact same analysis we're doing now. And then what you can do is unlock those deals using tokens that you purchase from us, and also go to the supplier and then go to Amazon and buy and resell those products. And it's a completely unique service that no one else offers, whereby you get to see every deal that we find, not just the ones that we supply to you. And if there are any problems with the listings or any problems with the deals, you can get refunds literally within seconds. So it's a really amazing service. And if you want to check it out, have a look down below, FastTrackFBA Leads. Okay, that leads me nicely on to number 6, top tips for you in doing a deal analysis process. Look, first things first, number 1, practice, and optimize it to speed up your process. You might put variations on what I'm doing, which work for your business. Fantastic. Practice it, get it right. Number 2, utilize tools to have a faster process. Now, there are many tools out there available free and paid, which are going to really help you. So always be looking to improve them. And hey, test out free trials. And I know SAS has a free trial as well. I'll drop a link down below for SAS. Now, number 3, always double check the details to avoid mismatches. And again, we don't want to receive, should we say, bad reviews from our customers because of mismatch items. So always double check. Now that might be things like color, door size, even like GTIN numbers, model numbers. And for example, with that smoke alarm, I showed you how I did that. Now, number 4, aim to decrease the amount of time it takes you to review a deal. If you see that an item's hazmat, move on to the next product. Or maybe the profit isn't right, just move on. Don't waste time trying to analyze deals when you see red flags, or maybe like the deal's kind of okay and you're trying to make it work. It's not worth it. Go spend time finding the deals which work and meet your criteria. Now, what I will say is if you want to learn more about sourcing products, and have a look at this playlist that I'll drop around here called Sourcing 101. This is all the different sourcing methodologies that we use in my business that are going to really help you find more deals, and the different strategies to help speed up the process. Now, if you've liked this video and found it useful, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. But for me, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.